All right, we're going to be talking about networking in the cloud today. This is a replay of the Madison After Work Network event that we had at the American Family Dream Bank. So we're going to go through the slides. I'm going to talk through the same presentation that we gave for those who weren't able to make it for us because it was President's Day. So a lot of really good content here, and thanks for joining us. So remember to follow us using hashtag AWN on Twitter for After Work Network. Meet us in Madison next at the Museum of Contemporary Art on March 23rd. The subject will be Backup for the Modern Data Center provided by Veeam and ITP. And our Milwaukee friends can join us on April 20th for a session on security called Private Data and Prying Eyes. So what is your cloud strategy? That's where we got to start when we talk about anything we're putting in the cloud. Your business should have a strategy before going to the cloud. It shouldn't just say, hey, this seems like a neat idea, or I heard that so-and-so decided to put email in the cloud, and so it must be a good idea. Business should really analyze what makes sense for you and your company. What different strategies do we see our clients using today? We see the avoidance strategy. Cloud is scary, cloud is bad. Like to buy things in more of a CapEx model where you pay outright once and you ride that hardware for as long as it can run. And that's just fine. It loses some of the advantages to the cloud, but not every business is a good fit. You know, there's plenty of businesses that you can make an argument shouldn't really use any cloud services. I'd argue the cloud is fairly unavoidable in the market today. If you have a mobile device in your pocket right now, that's a smartphone, and you're using cloud, whether it be Apple's cloud or Google's cloud, you're going to be connected to one or the other. But there's certainly good business cases for, we see maybe engineering firms that need really large attachments and really high performance data transfers and lots of storage. That's still investing in primarily or exclusively in in-house architecture makes a lot of sense. Now there's the exact opposite that, the all-in cloud strategy. That's what ITP has. It's not because we're an all-in on the cloud for every one of our clients' consulting firm. It's because for our business, it makes the most sense to approach every question with, do we really have to do this on premise? As an IT firm, the last network that we can get engineers regularly scheduled to work on is our own. So it made sense just to go all in on the cloud. Our workforce is a mobile workforce. Everyone operates basically off laptops from wherever they need to. We have 3 offices that people need to float around from. We have employees that work from home on a regular basis. So offering cloud phones, cloud storage, cloud email services, cloud mobile device management all makes sense for a business. It also makes us more scalable as a company that's Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in the U.S., fastest 3 companies in southeastern Wisconsin in growth. The cloud gives us an ability to scale at whatever pace the company grows in. Our technology is not a limiting factor. As fast as we can hire and reasonably add new engineers and grow our business, our technology will always keep up with us, and we know the cost per technology per new employee. Then there's I think the most popular one, which would be called a selective cloud strategy. You analyze each line of your business and you pick which line of business it makes sense, or which application set or which use case within your company makes the most sense to take to the cloud on an individual basis. So you'll have some data and services provided in-house, and you'll have some that you'll have decided to take to a cloud provider for a specific function within the business. And there's kind of 2 approaches to that which are worth talking about. There's the best in breed approach, meaning you're going to take the best cloud partner on email, the best cloud partner on accounting in the cloud, the best cloud partner on backup and recovery in the cloud, the best cloud phone system, and you're going to end up with potentially 15 different cloud vendors to manage. And you probably need then to go to a cloud single sign-on service to integrate all those back together. That'll get you the best technology for each, but it's going to give you more vendors to manage. It's going to give you more redundancy, but it's going to give you more vendors to manage. Then there's the single vendor approach. Let's find one cloud provider that has an all-inclusive solution, and ITP has that. I'm not saying that's the right answer, but through ITP's umbrella brand, you can buy the access to really great cloud email, really great cloud file storage, really great cloud backup, really great cloud voice and phone services. Then there's the hybrid model. So in this way, people feel more secure by maybe putting some files and data in the cloud with a local cloud provider like a VM or vCloud Air provider like ITP is. Keep in mind, ITP has data center positions right here in Madison as well as in Milwaukee. in Appleton, and we can store your data and can store your compute and serve up your servers out of our data centers. We can actually, if you're a VMware company, can connect your VMware to our VMware, and from a single pane of glass, be able to manage in this hybrid model and decide what data and virtual machines you want on-premise and which ones you want to burst through our infrastructure as a service. And you might do that because you feel it's more secure. You might just want that psychological comfort that certain data is close to you. We hear that from customers all the time. I feel better when this data is really close to me. What are others doing when it comes to the cloud? 87% of businesses have something in the cloud today. Of those businesses, 43% wish they had adopted it sooner, meaning it was a positive transition for their organization. The top one is web hosting. Nobody hosts their website out of their business. Just rarely see that today. And the second most, the one we're going to talk about today, is taking email to the cloud. So let's dive in and look at why email is the one that people are taking to the cloud right now. So let's talk about what those options are. On-premise, Exchange on Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS, email through a cloud partner like IT Pros, and email through the official Microsoft Office 365. So these are all ways to deliver the exact same thing, which is Microsoft branded Exchange 2013 email. All four of these solutions we're going to talk about deliver you the same end user experience. It's just how you consume it and where you perceive the value is. So typical on-premise Exchange, you buy Exchange, you buy the servers, you buy the hardware, the software, the CALs, and you hire somebody to support and update that server, patch it every month, back up that data, and all those things. So the pros is it's a one-time cost, or that's the perception. Now we would show you ROI calculators that would perhaps say that it's not really one time because you're paying for the support and maintenance of that server. You have complete control. There's no question about that. You control who touches it, who has access to it, and things like that. You get better performance, certainly in a local network, particularly with large attachment sending or sharing. You have complete control over the size of attachments you allow and the types of attachments you allow. And maybe there are some applications out there that still view integration as easier when it's on-premise Exchange. Though this is going away and actually more integration options are showing up more and more for applications with exclusively cloud providers because the market's shifting that way. The drawbacks, of course, is you have to buy hardware, you have to buy software, you have to pay for someone to support it, you have to pay to back it up, and those backups get larger and larger because no one deletes email, and it's rarely highly available. You know, people talk about how critical email is, but rarely is it actually HA, meaning that you would have multiple Exchange servers in your organization on separate hardware and separate locations with separate internet connections to make sure that email is never down. You have to manage your own IP reputation. You can do all the pay for all the best hardware, all the best software, all the best spam filtering, and in the end, if one of your computers behind your firewall gets a virus and your IP address gets on a blacklist and you're not doing outbound mail filtering or rerouting, you can end up on a blacklist and your email won't get through. Your server can be running, your email will not get through because your IP reputation has gone bad. You're going to have to manage that, maintain your firewall, maintain all of your PCs, protect from viruses, even unrelated to email. Exchange on Infrastructure as a Service. So this is the same Exchange application, but instead of paying for the hardware, you're going to pay us a monthly fee to put it on our hardware on kind of a rental model. Pros of this, you get that same level of control. Maybe you're using our virtual desktop platforms, you're going to get that same performance level and maybe have those same local integration options. The cons are you're going to still pay support costs, maybe slightly reduced because it's in our cloud, so it makes it easier for us to manage. Still going to have to pay for backups of every bit and byte of that data. You're probably not going to pay us to deploy multiple of them, so you're probably not going to have DAG groups or HA. And the partner's going to pass through the licensing costs. Yes, we can amortize the licensing, wrap it into monthly fees, make it more of an OpEx purchasing model, but you're still paying for it. And just a reminder that ITP operates a VMware vCloud Air infrastructure right here in Madison for you to host your servers and infrastructure. Then we're going to talk about being a cloud partner. So ITP partners, as many managed service providers do, with a certain organization to deliver Exchange in the cloud. And we partner with a company called Intermedia. They're actually the largest hoster of Exchange mailboxes, more mailboxes on Intermedia than Microsoft Office 365 itself. And they've been doing it for a lot longer. So it's the same cloud option. They have high ability set up. They have East data centers and West data centers. And you get connected to both every time you provision an account. The real advantage to going through ITP via Intermedia is that you can call us and interact with Intermedia and get support regardless of the size of your company. If you have 5 mailboxes and you have an issue, you have people that you can call that are smart, knowledgeable, and nice that can help you with your issues regardless of what it is. And we're going to talk about that limitation in the Office 365 background. We're taking any email or any service to the cloud, you need bandwidth enabled to support it. And when you're going through a cloud partner, it may not be Microsoft Direct, which is maybe an advantage because you get more attention, more support. Maybe it's a disadvantage because it's not the pure Microsoft Office 365 option. And keep in mind, IT Pros supplies both options to people. We're a Microsoft Office 365 partner, as well as offering our own solution. It's really about, do you need support or do you want that pure Microsoft platform? Now, one of the knocks against going through a cloud partner like us would be that we can't offer the licensing benefits that Microsoft Office 365 has. So some Office 365 plans, you can actually include the licensing to the true installed on-premise Microsoft Office product platform, your Word, your Excel, etc., that's right on your computer. But that has changed. Microsoft now allows the Office application licensing to be resold through only a select group of cloud partners, like ITP. So what does that mean? It means you have a new option to choose when you're transitioning to the cloud. Through ITP, that same $20 a month per user that you would pay for a Microsoft Office 365 E2 cloud platform, which gets you Microsoft Exchange email, Lync, and SharePoint, plus the on-premise applications, we can match that price, match the deliverable, giving you the same Office applications on your computer, the same Exchange email in the cloud, the same SharePoint and Lync experience for the same price, but you can call for support. Again, you get all the apps for both your desktop, your web, and your mobile device. They always stay up to date. They're optimized for mobility, and you get that flexible pay-as-you-grow option. Some of the Microsoft Office 365 options are annual payment only and not monthly. It's still powered by Office 365. It's not a third-party product. This is still Microsoft, but it's backed by ITP's world-class customer support. As a comparison, again, you get all the same features, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, and Publisher, but you get the pay-as-you-grow packaging, installation support, and world-class personal support versus Office 365. You get 99.99% SLA, minutes and downtime versus hours from Office 365. We can personally help you through the migration. You get our premium support plus the backing of Intermedia. The best-in-breed functionality, so we can use McAfee for spam filtering and compliance instead of Microsoft, who doesn't have a great compliance and archiving solution. And you get the same robust login panel that you can control even if you don't like ITP. Next option we're going to talk about is Microsoft Office 365 Direct. Microsoft product, true and true. You get the most features and the most integrated into the Microsoft stack, meaning into Azure, into identity services, into the Microsoft platform. The downside is if you are under 300 users and your email is down, you cannot call Microsoft. They do not care. They do not care that you can't get Outlook to connect. They don't care that you can't get your mobile device to connect. They're not there to support for those issues unless you are a larger organization. And Microsoft likes to use the phrase highly configurable but not customizable. You don't get to choose the size of attachment you allow. You don't get to choose a lot of the compliance options. It is a checkbox to turn on or to turn off, but it's not customizable to your organization's needs necessarily. So let's demystify Office 365 for a moment. Office 365 is an umbrella term that's used to define a few pieces. Office itself, the actual installed application on your desktop, Windows, Mac computer, Word, Excel, Outlook, etc., that can be a part of your Office 365 subscription, and it cannot be a part of that subscription. But we're talking about the actual application. It gets confused with Office web apps. That's available as a part of it too. That's in almost every plan. But what we're talking about here is the actual application installed in your computer. It also means Lync Online. Lync is the instant messaging platform. It allows you to show your presence or whether you're online or busy. And that integrates with Outlook, so you can see whether somebody is busy before you send them an email. Lync is really powerful from a chat standpoint. And Lync and Skype are merging. Those are both Microsoft products. They're not going to maintain both of those chat platforms forever and ever. So you can see a world in which Lync and Skype might come together. Then there's SharePoint Online. SharePoint's that team site concept, a website that's internal, or maybe you allow some external users access to parts of it, where you can share documents. You can use OneDrive to share business files. and you can securely share data with outside parties. And then there's Exchange Online, the actual email data, the ability to send and receive email. And each of these four parts can be added or removed. There is Office 365, quote unquote, plans that is just on-premise Office licensing. And that's it. So let's talk about that. That means you can have this new license strategy. Here is a screenshot of an evil quote that we were shown from our evil friends at CDW, where they were trying to overcharge one of our clients. So one of our clients needed to buy 350 copies of Office, the Word, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint suite for their offices and for their users, and they are a part of what's called a Select or Enterprise agreement. So these are agreements that you pay a set amount over 3 years to Microsoft, and over the course of those 3 years, if another version of Office comes out, you automatically get the rights to it. Lots of enterprises just go with this model. It amortizes their software costs out. They know what their costs are going to be from a year-to-year basis, and they have access to all the latest and greatest Microsoft software in case they need it. So if you did their math at $205.18 from CDW per license to the Office suite, a great deal over the $400 that most small businesses pay. What a great deal we're getting. We're going to sign this right now. It's only going to cost you $78,000 a year. But if you do the math and you look at Office 365, the plan that just includes Office licensing, times 360 users, we can do some fun math. At $12.50 per user per month, that's $150 a year versus $205. For that client, that's a savings of $23,000 a year, or over $71,000 over the course of that 3-year Select agreement. If you use the ITP Office apps, you can save even more. Coming to us, buying the same licensing through Microsoft, through our kind of our backdoor sneaky way where we need less in margin, you can save over $113,000 a year for this one company. How do you get there? You say, Paul, this sounds great. Let's move email to the cloud. If you're a large organization, you might want to look at a proof of concept stage where you actually put a few customers on there. Find a trusted partner. If not ITP, then somebody else who's been there before and can deploy Office 365. Flexible options we have here at ITP. We can quote it or flat rate it. I can tell you now $100 to $120 a user is a standard flat rate price for us to get you to the cloud. So if you have 20 users, this is what your cost is to get to Office 365. We can provide detailed statements of work and project planning. What might a project look like? It's going to look like with an automated system that we're going to use a web planner. It's going to send out an email to all of your end users, no matter where they are, and ask them to install a little tool that's going to help us migrate all of their Outlook settings without having to go and touch their computer. In the background, we're going to sync the servers. We're going to sync your on-premise Exchange with the cloud. And then at a cutover time, we're going to flip the switch and move email on over to the new server. And at the same time, we're going to sync that back data up, and we're going to tell that little agent that's in all of the client machines to go ahead and move your connection over from the old server to the new one. And after that, everybody's set up. They get an email instructing them how to update their mobile device. And certainly you might need some on-site or follow-up time or help for those couple special users. But we can help with an end-to-end project plan and project migration for faster and less money than you would expect. So what's the right solution for your company? Really, it comes down to, is on-premise the right answer? If not, is email something that can go to the cloud? If so, do you value support over the pure Microsoft platform solution? And your answers there will tell you whether you partner directly with ITP or you engage ITP to help you get into Microsoft's cloud. Just to note again about IT pros in general, 3 offices, Madison, Milwaukee, and Appleton. We provide strategic consulting, project work, project management, and ongoing support. So we can help write your DR plan, be your interim CIO, help you execute on a project while performing project management throughout, and then support a solution after the fact, provide on-premise bodies or remote help desk support. As a special offer, the people that came to the event, they got offered 2 months free of the Office apps with ITP as your cloud partner, or 10% off your migration to 15 users or more to the Office 365 platform. Thanks for watching this today, and thanks for coming out to the Madison After Work Network sponsored by ITP. Please come look us up the next time you're looking.